Today we've got heaps of alpha. Zeus network is launching, the Solana ecosystem call is back, you can still claim your W, Blessed Burgers NFT is launching with $1 million prize pool, and more. And of course, actionables at the end. It's the 4th of April, let's dive in. So starting with Zeus network, the launch time on the LFG launchpad is the 4th of April, 1 p.m. UTC time. At present, the token is trading for around about 78 cents on whales.market. And this video here gives you all the information, so check this out. Personally, I'll be claiming a bit of my Zeus and then I'll be selling it. I've already sold it at around $1 to 90 cents on Whales Market. And then I'm going to be setting up DYOR pools at around 30 to 50 cents to try and buy some. But I'll cover that later in the actionables. The website's nice and clean, gives you all the information, and you can see the launch price and the kind of the end of the launch price tokens. So of course it can go higher than this if all these tokens are bought. I've mentioned this a few times as well, but I'll mention it again just in case some people have a little bit of confusion. There is a Zeus allocation that's been airdropped. That's directly from the Zeus team to the people that actually voted in the first Genesis vote, even if they didn't vote for Zeus. Now, you're still going to get more rewards in the future because 0.75% of the supply goes to the Dupe LFG launchpad, and then they are distributed to the people that lock up and stake their dupe, and of course, actually vote every time there's a proposal. So make sure you're doing those steps. Also, by the way, Zeus announces $8 million funding, putting the valuation at $100 million. Get ready for more W's, the Solana ecosystem call, hosted by Cash, April 4th, today, 2 p.m. UTC time. If you can't catch this, I'm going to do my best to have like a TLDR, well, not a TLDR, but I'm going to go over all the major wins in a video that I'll release tomorrow. But ideally, watch it if you can. This is a link on where you register, you get an email, and then there'll be a Zoom link to watch it. Now onto the price of Sol. So Marty Party Music compares Solana and Ethereum and is essentially saying 600 Sol kind of as a minimum. In other words, a conservative estimate. And he also says, let's remember this and check back in on this chart in September. So I'm not really sure. I mean, it's a prediction, right? It's speculation. I'm not really sure if he thinks by September we hit $600. Either way, dollar cost average with your Sol, stake it with validator.com and just leave it there. If it gets to $500 or $600 and you want to take some profits, you're more than welcome to do so. Nothing is financial advice. But personally, I see Sol as going closer to 1,000. So I'm going to keep maybe 800 to 1,000 in my mind. Remember to claim your W, airdrop.wormhole.com. And it's not just if you have a Solana address. So obviously this is primarily a Solana channel, but I've played on many different networks. So I can also go and connect EVM wallets, Terra. If you played on Terra in the early days, maybe you bridge some UST from one network to the other for it then to go to zero. I never bridged, but my UST did go to zero. Then there's also Osmosis. So just go and check all those different wallets. You can just go and check here. However, for some reason, it is not working. Okay, so the website does work and I'll just put the correct link down below, but for some reason there was an issue. Anyway, you check your eligibility, go through all these steps, you agree, proceed, and then you just tick what you're after. In fact, maybe you played on all these blockchains as well. Of course, you have to play on the blockchain and then actually bridge funds. So if you just went to Aptos, bought an NFT and that's it, then no, there's no point. But check these out and then proceed. Now, am I holding or selling my W token? Well, to be honest, I'm going to sell most of it just because I would rather rotate that capital into other things. However, I do see that W has a huge amount of potential, like JTO does, also like Pith does as a governance token, and it's from a very respected and trustworthy brand. So Sniper points out this, and this is what I'm really kind of counting on, Monad. Now, I think staking Pith, maybe 5,000 Pith, will probably qualify you for Monad. So I'll cover this maybe in a video next week, but I'm going to remove any Pith from liquidity pools. I don't think it's worth getting a little bit of yield on it if I then have less than 5,000 Pith staked and locked. And then I'm also going to aim to stake 5,000 W as well. Of course, SEX listings, I think Binance already has it. So Coinbase coming along, that could do a little bit for the price, but more likely it would be, as we can see here, also the Backpack exchange when they release a token, because Mad Lad's got it. You'd also want to see some wormhole stakers getting some Backpack tokens. That's what I think would happen. But Monad, which by the way is an EVM that's capable of doing in a testnet 10,000 transactions per second, very bullish on this. Like validator.com would seriously consider running a validator if we had the ability to do so. And I think this and Solana, pretty much all you need. Way too early for me to be saying this is all you need, but I think Monad has huge potential. Gold basically reiterates this. If you don't need the liquidity right now, it would be stupid to sell at these prices. W stakers will likely get the Monad airdrop. Just keep in mind that I think it would have to be a decent number, like 5,000 minimum tokens. Talking of W and Backpack, volume matters. So if you have the ability to use Backpack, they are rewarding you. So if you traded more than 5k, you will be getting some W tokens. Now this person here got a decent amount, like what's this, like $15,000 worth or thereabouts. However, keep in mind that they would have spent more in fees. So if they're just volume farming, it could still be worthwhile. And I would do it myself if I had the ability to KYC in Europe. However, I don't. Basically, Backpack is all about pushing volume through. So if you put $1,000 in and you just trade, and it eats into the fees and you spend $900 on fees, I would expect maybe you would have got back $600 in W tokens. But in the future, I anticipate you're going to get Backpack token, which will be worth a little bit more. Voshi mentions the next stage of greed is out, the real greed. I'll show you this in the actionables of how to actually connect. Moonwalk Fitness has a new challenge, 100 players each, first come, first served. Entry fee is 2 million bonk, so very reasonable, and there's 3 different games. Sniper has a thread on Adrastea Finance. This is a Solana DeFi dApp that I'm quite bullish on, but it's hard to explain, and I'm wanting them or someone, can't be me at the moment, to make a very good explainer tutorial because it's a little bit complex. But basically, I'll just talk you through it because I don't think that graphic's going to do it justice. Maybe this will. Essentially, how it works is you have JLP. So JLP is a perps token from Jupiter Exchange. You take this token, you then deposit it into Adrastea. You can then borrow USDC from it. You can then use the USDC to go and buy more JLP. Therefore, you have more JLP. We are expecting the price of JLP to go up because it's an asset that has Bitcoin, ETH, and Sol, and we're very, very early on in this bull cycle. Therefore, you can basically rotate it around and all of a sudden be earning around 300% APY on the actual JLP token. The only way that this wouldn't work is very simple. If suddenly the borrow rates for USDC or USDT were consistently over, say, 50 or 60%, then it wouldn't work. But until that stage, it would work. Now it adds a little bit more confusion when it starts to talk about Adrastea USDC and ADR JLP. So when it adds all this, I've looked into it and I like the idea of the dApp, but I actually can't remember the best way to explain that. Basically, when I see something like this, then I do see an extra layer of risk. It can of course be managed and checked with audit. So they're going to have a governance token. In order to qualify, have the whitelist role in the Discord, be an early depositor in their vaults, which are opening soon. And with Adra, governance is actually all that it has at the moment. Or maybe they have actually mentioned revenue share and LP incentives. They are an application on the LFG Launchpad. So when that vote comes out, do your research. I'll cover everything and maybe you want to go and vote for them. Today, 4th of April, 5 p.m, 5,000 of these burger NFTs will be minting. Quite a decent number of them have actually been sold already. 1,250 have already been sold pre-sale. Whitelist, there's another 1,250, and public 2,500 with 150 reserved for marketing. Pre-sale supporters will be able to claim on the Launchpad before mint begins. Let's quickly go through this tweet here as well. So, burger game walkthrough. This month, burgers will be burnt until the last burger bags 5,000 sold. There will be 16 rounds of game votes. Now, some information may have changed, but the way I understood it is as the numbers start to get quite low, they may actually decide all the people that still hold an active burger that hasn't been burnt, they may decide to go and split all the soul. Like as an example, 5,000 soul, let's say there are 10 people left, they might decide, hey, let's do a vote. If more than half vote yes, we'll go and split so everyone gets 500 soul. Now, of course, you can gamble and go for the 5,000 soul. Personally, 5,000 soul would be very nice, but just keep that in mind. Okay, so the 16 rounds. I understand completely when burger give burger. So yeah, it's more than just an NFT you have to play. So the idle game state, each game round starts with a countdown timer to voting submissions. Your burger EP NFTs will be shown. 1 EP NFT equals 1 vote. And the EP NFT, it's a different type of NFT which allows, on-chain voting and to be burnt and all that sort of stuff. So it will look like this. So here's the Blessed Burger game walkthrough. The last burger standing, 5,000 soul. Now, when they get down to a smaller number, maybe 10, maybe they do a vote amongst themselves and they decide to split it. Or maybe they don't. Maybe it's just winner takes all. $1 million in Sol would be very nice. There'll be 16 rounds of game rounds. So first thing, the idle game state. Each game round starts with a countdown timer for voting submissions. Your Burger EP NFTs will be shown. 1 NFT, 1 vote. Once countdown timer is reached, voting is open. At this time, the question prompts and details will be revealed. Of course, I'll cover this like every day that I'm actually playing it. And I believe you don't have to play it every single day. I think it's like every 3 or 4 days, there's a new round. Active game state. Players can select their EP NFTs to submit an answer. You may select one or multiple EP NFTs at the same time. Cool. Players will be prompted to submit their choices here. Each round can have a multiple choice, text or number input field. Always read the questions carefully before answering. Okay, so whatever question this is, yes, no, maybe. And it's not just skill, it's luck-based as well. As it is a fatal decision, your submitted EP NFTs will be indicated. Any Burger EP NFTs that have abstained, not submitted, once the timer is up, automatically be eliminated and burnt. So this is for people that you have to be active. If you don't vote, it dies. Evaluation game state. Once the countdown timer is up, the players will enter an indefinite evaluation state as we process the on-chain vote submissions. Take note that most of the answers to Burger game rounds are not predetermined, i.e. they evolve with the gameplay. Next, idle game state. Next round, once evaluation is complete, players can view their Burger EP NFT status alive or burnt. Only players with alive burgers can, of course, proceed. Rest in potatoes. Any more questions, you can join the Discord server, but I will be buying one of these today, and I'll be also representing the DGen DAO with one that they've been gifted. There's been a few DAOs that have been gifted an NFT. Now, because it's not out yet, I have some research notes, so I'll just quickly read these off. This NFT standard is new and it allows you to do more things with your NFTs. This is a gamified way of using your NFT and gambling. DGens like to gamble, they like NFTs, so maybe this is a bit of a mix. You do have to play the game, it's not as simple as buy a meme coin, hope it does 100x. Of course, there's a chance to win a huge amount of money. Also, if this does become quite successful, in the future there could be a lot more games, and maybe, just maybe, this is just pure speculation, maybe the original NFT serves as a whitelist in the future or something like that to gain access to future games so you can mint a new NFT to go and play and continue to play. I personally think the end where you can vote, where the final players can basically vote, hey, should we take this 5,000 and split it? I think that's a really cool idea. I do like the idea of rather than just one player takes all. I like the idea of like maybe first, second, third, fourth, fifth, so that, you know, there's still a chance that if you're in the top 10, you can still get to the 5th position or something like that. And I think with future iterations, other games could implement things like this. Also, from the team, Cougar has told me if you meet a team member in real life and have an NFT, you can redeem a free burger whenever you want. That seems, maybe that's like 1 free burger per team member or something like that. And in terms of actual time commitments, you're looking at around 5 to 10 minutes max every 3 to 4 days. And of course, I'll keep you up to date when the actual game vote is needed. All right, on to the next subject. New month, new trading contests. A lot more hype has entered Parcl. So if you're actually trading, they have trading competitions, USDC, NFTs, and points. So if you've got the skills to pay the bills, go and jump in. Next, content. I'll be covering this a lot more. The Solana Crossroads event, which is coming up in May. I'll just quickly flick there so you can see the dates. If you can make it, definitely make it. May 10th to 11th. I think it'll be really, really cool. Plus, I'm really, really keen to see Istanbul. So, content-a-thon. Go and make some content. Check out the Solana Collective for more details. 7,000 in prizes. This video I'll link below. This is the coolest video I've ever seen from Super Team, and probably the coolest video I've seen from anyone on Solana. This had me chuckling for sure. It's all about claiming your W and Dr. FOMO McMoon. Also, I had one person, I won't say who they were, who thought this was potentially AI. Now I know that people think I'm AI, and fine, but how could you think this is AI? I mean, it'll probably get there in a few years, but just kind of scary to think that there's this much potential in AI this early on. Next up, we've got exchange art. When airdrop art is coming? When? Late Q2. When snapshot? In May. Who? Artists and collectors. Why? It's time you deserve it. Read more below. So, snapshot in May. Go and jump in. Exchange art. I'm not sure if this is going to add a huge amount of value to the actual, exchange, because this art token. I'm not sure. I just don't know, actually. I like exchange art. It's for art collectors, and I think art collectors, anyone that's actually there pushing out art, it's very early, it's not a very liquid market, and I think this is certainly the future. I'm not an expert in kind of one-on-one art, so I can't really give you too much information, although validator.com does own some one-on-one art. And we do support artists, so I definitely love to see more art, just all this creativity just going through the ecosystem. But how this will work out in terms of, I don't think you should be farming it or anything like that. But if there's some art you're like, yeah, I want that bit of art, or I want to start making some art and selling it, then check out Exchange Art. I reckon this would be a smart decision. Next up, I'm at DefiLlama.com. Someone has alerted me to this. Basically, come down here and click on this tool, Llama extension. This will open to the Chrome Web Store, where you'll see at least 20,000 users, 4.8 star rating. Make sure it says at DefiLlama.com. Add it to Brave, and then it does lots of things to help you stay protected. So we won't go over all of them, but phishing link. This is really important. Of course, it has to be actually in their database, or the algorithm has to pick it up. But as an example, Wormhole. Huge amount of traction with Wormhole, and then lots of people trying to scam you. So Wormhole, let's just kind of scroll through. Are there again? I want to see if there's a couple of people being aggressive there. Zeus, maybe? Zeus Networks had plenty of scammers out and about. Let's see if they've got anything. Basically, there, just like that. It recognizes it's not the real one, and it's just highlighted red. So this is very worthwhile for you to actually add. And personally, I've added it. In Solana, I'm probably never going to be scammed, hopefully. However, if I jump back onto EVMs for a little bit, do some research over there, I may click on a wrong link just by being time poor. And so this will save me probably thousands of dollars. Okay, it's time for the actionables. Number 1, claim any basket you have from basket.fi. I believe the cutoff ends tomorrow, so this will be my last, maybe my second to last warning. 2, of course, claim W, check your EVMs, Terra, etc. So as an example, if you bridge from Ethereum to Solana, check your Solana address and the Ethereum address, because they most likely will both qualify. Number 3, download Defi Llama extension and go and do the greed whitelist step, or the next step. 4, try out RainFi leverage. I'll show you that. Buy a burger NFT if you're interested in it, and then claim the Zeus and set up Meteora pools. I also didn't add, but go and watch the recording, because this video will not be edited by 2 p.m. UTC, but go and watch the recording of Super Team. And the final thing, claim Zeus and set up Meteora pools. I'll quickly touch on this as well. Okay, so let me show you greed. So the real greed.xyz, come here, connect your wallet. I should be whitelisted. Yep, there I am. I'm whitelisted. Now I can sign in with Twitter. Now you do not have to do this. This just gives you a multiplier. So right permissions granted 1.1. I'm going to do this. Authorize app, get rid of that. Bam. Now this is risky. There's definitely some risk here. I wouldn't be doing it with a company, Twitter, and in general, I would say no. However, I'm pretty damn sure that Voshi is very, very trustworthy, and I'm happy for this experiment. But in general, I definitely would not do this. That's all we have to do for now. Next up, let me show you how to do this with RainFi. So we'll just go back here and rain.fi. My wallet's connected. This is my wallet that I've been using. So let's have a look here at my debts. I have to pay this back. I might just pay that back pretty soon, to be honest. That's okay. Let's go to tokens. Swap now, pay later. So buy this amount of SOL with only $20. If you think SOL is going to go up in price, this is definitely worthwhile. So I've got $33 here. I'll just go with 33. And this allows me to buy 3.54. The terrible thing is the duration is 1 day. So there's no way that I'm going to do it for 1 day. Price would have to go up a nice amount in 1 day, and I would want to do it for longer. And we can't filter at this stage by length. I can see this one here. This doesn't get me as much, but it's 10 days, so far juicier. Now, of course, you could do this by putting on a leverage long. You could do this with dupe.ag, flash.trade, Zeta Markets, etc. But if you're doing it like this, then 1, you're getting droplets, and 2, you can't be liquidated, but you have to pay it back before the end of the duration. So of course, this gives you the most amount of upside, especially if you think it's going to pump. However, I reckon a duration of 5 days or more would be best. And I'd probably go for this one. I mean, the APR's low, that interest is crazy. 14 USDC in interest. I reckon this person here worthwhile. Okay, so let's just go with it. This is my max leverage here. I can scale it back if I want to, but let's go. Magic swap, I'll have to return 203 USDC in 7 days to get your 1.27 SOL back. Now, if SOL pumps to say $200, $220, something like that, then I will be in profit. If SOL goes down, then I will not be, and I'll lose my $33. Okay, we'll try that swap again. Magic swap, confirm. Okay, that didn't go through for a second time. I'm just gonna lower it down in case there's something wrong, but it's probably just the fact that there's congestion. Okay, this looks like it could work now. Nope. Try one more time. Okay, so it's not working for me. I'm just gonna try this just randomly just to see if it works, to be honest. If it does, great. If it doesn't, then just keep in mind that there's probably a little bit of congestion on the blockchain. Okay, so they may need to add a little bit more in terms of priority fees in the back end, but still give this a go. If it works for you, great. If not, give it a day and I'm sure it'll be working well. Now off to Dupe, so I can show you how to do the last step. So we go and connect our wallet to LFG. Scrolling down, I have no allocation for this wallet. Let's pretend I did. If I did, I'd be able to claim this. There's no urgency here though, so don't have to go super crazy. Claimable until the 18th of April, but make sure you go through all of your wallets, because I've got Dupe in like 30, 40 different wallets. And I, of course, should organize it a little bit better. It's just the nature of doing tutorials. Anyway, so I need to make sure that I'm claiming my Zeus tokens, and I'll claim them all probably today and tomorrow. Now we can go set up a DCA and limit order. However, with all the congestion, a lot of these will not go through. It's just the unfortunate nature. So instead, we can go to DYOR and we can put in some USDC. I don't have much in the way of USDC here, but let's see if we can find the pools. If I can't find the pools easily in DLMM, then I should be able to find them just by searching. So we'll go here and just type in Zeus. And there'll only be USDC currently in here. Zeus USDC. Okay, so there's no TVL in them. Let's just double check. Okay, there is. All right, that's fine. Just keep in mind, if you're the first person to put in money, then you have to pay like 0.48 SOL in gas to open a position. I covered that in my recent video. So don't do that. As an example, all right, this is what we're probably going to go after. We can add it wherever we want to, but I'm going to go a lot lower than 69 cents. You know, try and get it from like 35 cents to maybe 60 cents, something like that. Cool. All right, turn off autofill. We're going to go for the bid ask, a violent bid ask. I'm just going to put it all in here, and then I'm going to bring this to like 35 cents. Okay, I can't even go that high because of the number of bins. There's a maximum of 69 bins. If you want more than that, you have to add multiple positions. All right, let's try 49. Okay, great. Capital will be deployed like that. This could work really well. However, spot could work better because this price will probably rocket pretty quickly. So I might go with spot, or you know what? It'd probably be a good idea just to see if we did half at spot and half at bid ask. And if we open a completely separate position, we could see which one did the best. All right, so we'll add this liquidity here, confirm, that should be going through. Now I'm going to add a completely separate position. Let's just check this. Okay, so this one's spot, cool. Add a position. What's the range? 35 to 49. Great. Add liquidity, and then tomorrow I can tell you which one did best, so we know that for next time. That's how you do that. For more information on this, of course, just check out my DYOR video. That's all for today. Stay curious. Catch you in the next video.